Good afternoon, everyone. We are back with a very special episode on Tech Talk 360 where we unveil one bite at a time. Today, I'm so honored and proud to host one of our very special and the first international guest to feature on this podcast. It's other than Pravena K. She is the founder and CEO at Virtual Assistant Asia and also a LinkedIn top voice and a keynote speaker who is also a certified trainer and also a coach. Hi Pravena, how are you doing today?
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Amazing. Very, very excited to have a chat on your
Likewise,
platform and everything else. Let's just jump into my signature first question. Who is Pravena K?
Pravena K is a Malaysian. Just to introduce myself, I'm a Malaysian and I'm running a virtual assistant company. And I think so, I'm well known in LinkedIn. That's why you found me out as top voice and everything. And apart from that, I'm also a coach, trainer, as you mentioned, my titles and everything. I'm doing that. Apart from that, in a way, I would say Pravena K here to inspire people and to be inspired by everybody. So that's Pravena K.
Both of us have quite a similar goal, isn't it? To
Yeah,
inspire people.
being inspiration is very important. I always believe in that, and it has to go both ways. It can never be one way. Inspiring has to be both ways. We have to be inspired somehow. Wherever we are, little things inspire us, and sometimes people inspire us regardless of age. I believe in that. I don't think so only 60 years old or 40 years old people should inspire us when we are in 20s or something. I think even people same age with us or younger than us can inspire us. And same thing, we can be an inspiration to many people as well.
Definitely, definitely. Let's just jump to my favorite part is that the founder and CEO of Virtual Assistant Asia. So, what actually inspired you for the creation of this? And in this world of entrepreneurship, and how has your experience been so far into this business approach and this brand?
Honestly, I would say that like any brown girl from a Hindu families or something, I feel like I want to break the generational curse because when we are from a typical very how to say family, I mean I'm from a typical Indian family, so I guess diplomatical kind of question when it comes to career because they already preset when a girl born or a boy born it has to be engineer, teacher, doctors, something like that, right? So I wanted to be something not to belong into that particular realm, so I chose entrepreneurship.
Amazing. So, we'll just you just explain how the approach was. So, let's just give the listeners a brief overview of the company, of actually what the goal is and where this actually started.
A virtual assistant Asia been started ever since 2021. I started as a one person first, as an entrepreneur or solopreneur to be precise. And then now we expanded into a couple of, like, I would say 8 to 11 staff right now because some of them are part time with me. So, but if I conclude the whole team, I have 11 staff, 8 permanent staff right now. So, in a growth of 3 years of growth, I'm having that. And the journey was typically I was a virtual assistant first. I was working as one for another company, which is in abroad, which is US, multiple company actually US, Europe sites, and also Australia. So while working, I discovered that why this is not in Asia, very very well known way because when I say virtual assistant, many people doesn't have a understanding what is that first. So that's something questionable because when I first joined as well, I didn't know what is virtual assistant as well. So that's why I discovered, and then I tried to do more surveys and understand whether is it in my country, and then I found out it's not there. So when I commonly ask anybody around me what is virtual assistant, their first answer would be, is it more like personal assistant or is it because the direct thing like almost close to personal assistant or admin related? So that's what makes me feel like okay, we have to do something. They have to come up with something, and that's how everything started.
I also just went through the virtual assistant website before our podcast quite a couple of days, and it's really
It,
impressive to
it,
see.
it is something very, very known in Europe or US. even in US, there are companies more than a decade there. And there are some associations, like virtual assistant associations there, where if anybody wants to be a virtual assistant, they have to be certified by the particular bodies. So that is something, even though we are miles away from there, I feel it's a very, how to say, unknown tool, I would say. Like,
True.
we don't know
Yeah.
what is this. Nobody told about us, or nobody, I would say we don't have the curiosity. Because if you weigh something to them, they'll be like, oh, this has been existing in our country for a long time. Can you see that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's how it's happening.
So, Pravina, I think you are an inspirational leader within the company. You're leading quite a big number of team, as I hope so. Is it a quite large number of staff you are handling? I think so. Am I right?
Like I mentioned, it's about 8 to 11 of us right now.
Yeah, that's actually when you are driving into a bigger company, that's actually
Yes.
quite a good number of stuff. So, what actually, what is the secret behind this team success? And you have been going internationally with the brand. What is that? What is that tip you can give into the youth who is planning to, start get a startup or build a brand? They always have to have that backbone, the team. What do you
I
have
would
to?
I would say don't have ego mindset in a team, and don't have that unhealthy relationship. Like when you hold a title, because if you have 8 people, I bet there's a manager in my company, there's a CEO, COO, or anything, right? So when you have the title, automatically, sometimes without knowing or unknowingly, like knowingly or unknowingly, we will have that ego. So I guess all of us have to find it out before it affects us and affects people around us. So when we are assigned to have a title, it's okay to have the responsibility, but not to carry it with you all the time and make the environment, like working environment, toxic. So that's something I don't encourage, and I don't do that. Regardless, I'm carrying a title of founder or CEO of the company. I feel like it's more of being engaging. Yes, the decision making is under me, but I'm still okay to listen to my colleague or my managers there, because I believe that my decision is not always right. So sometimes we think just because we hold a title, we are the right one. I don't think so. There are people without title who could be right. So I think we have to have that open ears to listen. And I would say that ego you should have throw it away, because if you have an ego, you have that dominant feeling in any environment, regardless working or personal life, it will ruin entire, because you are not in a way that open mind to listen to anybody, because you feel like whatever I'm making a decision or something, it's right. Someone else is wrong. So that's only happen when egos comes. So I feel like we shouldn't have that.
That's absolutely true. That is true. So, Pravina, if I just take, the future is evolving with new technology like AI, virtual reality, and all these emerging technologies. So, how have you blended these into virtual assistant Asia? And personally, how do you see these, ChatGPT and the new tech? How do you see them? I pretty interesting, but how do you personally use them and then link it to the brand?
I do use all of these tools, because first thing is all making our work easier. So why not, right? It saves your time, energy, and everything. But if you ask me, am I relying on that 100%? No, because
True.
I always believe person touch has to be there. Like most of us right now, in example, writing a content or something, even in LinkedIn, I bet you have seen people. The moment you read, it's from ChatGPT. Especially if you're really a content writer, you're writing on daily basis. Some of the content easily you can say, "Hey, this is not a human touch. This is purely a computer touch." So I wouldn't say that I won't believe on ChatGPT or machine learning. I'm not supporting. I'm supporting because even behind that work of the AI or machine learning, there's a human behind it. So end of the day, I always prefer, or I would say that no matter however it making you easier or something, put in your effort a little bit. Like sometimes I can see some emails entirely copy. You just put it there, okay, I need to send a follow-up email. Sometimes you overlook, you forget to change sometimes the greetings or something. It just mentioned in a bracket, put the company name, and people overlook it and send it. So that is clearly shows that you're not putting your effort. You're not being proactive, and you're not really getting things seriously. So we shouldn't take that AI granted. We have to see it as a tool. When you see it as a tool, it is okay. When you see it like 100% that is you, then it's wrong, because you're totally forgetting that your touch is not there. And it can backfire you in many ways, especially when you're sending something to a big company as a partnership. It shows that how efficient you are. You
Definitely,
have
yeah.
to learn in that way. So other
Yeah.
than that, keeping up with the new trends and everything, learning is very important. I think we cannot stop learning, because as branding strategies, running a company, everything, and working with another company, I have to be keep up to the trends nowadays, because every day, every week, or sometimes tomorrow you wake up, something is new features in some apps. So you have to go and learn it, because when your client comes to you or encountering something, hey, I saw this feature, do you know about it? You shouldn't be being puzzled there. So especially
Absolutely.
because my company is a corporate solution provider. So being a solution provider, I should always be up to date with everything I have. I cannot wait until my client come and say. Sometimes it happens, human error. Sometimes people will say, yeah, we overlook it or something. But when they come, we also must be ready to say, oh, really, I have overlooked it. Let me get back to you on that. Instead of saying don't know, I think we should have the capability to say, let me check. That shows that you have an efficient to go check that
Yeah,
something. So I feel like learning is very important.
definitely. If I go back to the brand Virtual Assistant Asia, if I could ask you like this, what are your top five features or the top five things that you say about Virtual Assistant to the world or to any client? What do you say about it in short?
First, this is breaking the stereotypical way of working, which is no more traditional method. One thing I know that COVID has taught us that we don't have to be somewhere to work anymore. You can be anywhere in this world. You can get your things done, unless it's a technical job. Like if you're a site engineer, you have to go to site. But if you're someone that you know for a fact you can work with your computer, I don't think so. You have to be in an office or somewhere. You get my point, right? So
Yeah,
that's the whole point of virtual assistant, that I feel like I can connect to anybody around the world. You can be in anywhere, Africa, you can be in India, you can be in Sri Lanka. I can connect to you, I can work for you. So because there's no barrier for us, that's one thing that my company is also dealing on that basis. Because my clientele is in Europe, US, Australia, Africa as well. So I feel like it works. And most of my good friends and well wishers that I met is in this networking way. Like even though they are in India or somewhere, all of this is happening this way. So this is how it happens. And another second thing I would say that is a cost saving, because inflations happen, like you never know when you will be affecting by that, right? So when
yeah,
it happens, everybody thinking, am I going to have my job or no? Are they going to retrench me or not? That kind of worry is that. So in my company, we plan the way I'm saying that I'm a solution provider is because first is we don't have taxations, or you don't have to give benefits when we work with you. We are not your full-timer workers. Because when you see my website, there are 13 services I'm providing. So you can ask me how this gonna make things give solutions or something. So if you're hiring a per head working for you, probably you're paying a full timer with a 2 years degree experience or something, maybe 1,000 USD. Let's put it in that way. So this 1,000 USD is their salary, but as a company, you also will pay some tax for them and working benefits and everything, right? So plus minus, there's additional charge, probably 1,300 USD is probably you're paying for the salary, right? So what I'm saying, when you come to us, you're not paying benefits, you're not paying extra tax for us. And from that 1,000 USD, we will save another 30%. That means it's probably 700 USD, you can get all the job done. You get my
cost
point? So
saving. Yeah,
that saving for you. Third thing is, I feel like the thing that comes in my mind is next generation kind of jobs. Because being a student, why did you start this? Because you know for a fact you want to build your brand, you want to go into entrepreneurships and everything. You don't want this 9 to 5, rat
yeah,
race. And
yeah,
I believe my company is also helping people in the nature, because a lot of startups is coming, a lot of entrepreneurs is coming. They are all, not everybody's financially stable to have a full timer to work. So we are actually helping them in a way. You know what? I'm your external link. I can sort this out for you. So that's how
yeah.
I'm saying.
Amazing. if I just add in a sub question, I don't know how correct this question is, but if I ask you, what is the future of virtual assistant Asia? Where do you see it? Like how, what is the dream goal you wanted to reach to? Do you have anything like that?
Ideally, I wanted to support most of the people, like especially growing business holders, small business holders, that not to worry to have certain people, because sometimes they are like too much into business. They are like, I'm not afford to have someone to do this, so
True.
perhaps I'm doing it. So they don't have work life balance. So what I'm saying is we can give a good work life balance to people. And if you ask me growth wise, as I'm doing training and coaching, my company is providing, we definitely want to go well known in that way. Meaning to say we want to be the top of corporate solution, as well as guiding people how to build brand, because apart from a company, I'm known for building brands, like
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
know, so I build corporate brands and personal branding, so I'm a coach for that and trainer for that as well. So I want to give this experience to people that start branding first, start your LinkedIn first, because many people has no idea how what is LinkedIn, because it's very common. Everybody be like, LinkedIn is a job board. I don't. If you see that as a job board, you don't see the, because LinkedIn is beyond than that. So me, I'm not attached with LinkedIn, but personally, I've benefited. So I'm bringing this to my society, like in my country, is something that not many people in universities are known about it, or schools are known about it. So I'm actually bringing in and giving awareness talk to them. And if there's an option for me to even come globally, go to another country and educate them, give awareness talk, I'm happy to do that. It's a good cause. I think we should do that, because many people are not having this idea. So I would like to spread it more. So
absolutely.
that's the goal for Virtual Assistant Asia. I want my company to be known that we are adding value to the societies in a way of sharing these two golden nuggets that we have right now, that uh, from my company basis and also the branding basis.
Amazing. So the reason I asked that question, Pravina, is that many youth in Sri Lanka, it's that many youth are struggling, to build their own brand. When they start from school days, maybe if you don't know about the education system here, that they are taught on entrepreneurship. It's not introduced here yet, so they struggle, to learn. When they pass out on O levels, A levels, they are really on that spot to they are like very framed up to a certain limit where they are say doctors, engineers, and the basic the general fields that we
Generation,
always see.
I call it
Yes,
generation. Like we all are
yes.
into the trap.
Exactly, exactly. So the reason I asked that question is that when we spoke from earlier, like from the top to bottom right now, you have proved it, like from being like from the school days, and you have proved it, up to now the company that you have built it so far. So what is that secret recipe or the tip that you have to tell for how they can create their own personal brand, or step outside that comfort frame and do take a risk? Many people, yeah, I think I'm right, they are very scared to take risks. They are really scared to step out of that comfort zone.
I get it. Okay. Um, I would start for myself. When I first get into branding work, which is I started my branding in LinkedIn, because branding is not purely for LinkedIn. I just want to specify that. Branding is for all the social media. If you're a vlogger, I think YouTube is a black platform for you to do that. If you're someone in creative world, like probably dancer, singer, or something, definitely TikTok or Instagram or YouTube Shorts are very good platform for you. In my case, I decided a corporate work. To be honest, I wanted to be a doctor, so it couldn't happen. So diverted. I mean, you can tell me, I mean, I grew up in that realm, that kind of environment and family. So when I grew up, I thought I also wanted to be a doctor.
That's the
Then some
exact same thing I mentioned. That's the
you know that.
exact same. Yeah,
So
yeah.
some things happened and it diverted into, like, I couldn't pursue the doctor, and I did my degree in teaching. By the way, I'm a certified teacher. So teaching, and then by the time I finished my uh, degree, graduations and everything, COVID started.
Oh,
No way for me to get a postings. And I didn't want to be a teacher as well. I was not ready for that. I was like, without choice, I was doing it out of, I don't want, my doctor dream didn't happen. And I was diverted into this. And then I was like, okay, I couldn't do this. I mean, I was doing the degree just for the sake of getting the certificate. That's it. I know for a fact I'm not going to be a teacher. And then COVID happened. It helps me. Uh, Many people complain COVID. Yes, financially it affected many people, but it also makes me. COVID helps me to find who I am. That's where all these freelance jobs started, virtual assistants started. I get to explore. So if you see my degree and everything, it is in teaching. But if you see my experience, I have worked as market researcher, data analyst, data research, and I have been social media manager. People are actually doing degrees to get these particular job roles. And I did all these jobs without that degree. I think that is because the interest I have. Second thing is I started my work, how to say, my branding in a right platform to attract certain recruiters to come back to me on this. So my first post or very primary stage for LinkedIn, I wrote movie reviews and series reviews. Like COVID, you watch your Netflix and everything. So I was watching it, and then for a fact, I was in a language background. My mom was actually helped me. She said, I know you are not going to go to school or something, and COVID happens. Maybe you do something with this. You keep on watching, because I was managed to watch about, if it's series, I managed to finish the whole thing on the day itself. And
Binge
if it's
watch
movie,
then.
yeah, you know that. And then if it's movie, I can go 3-4 movies, because we got nothing to watch. 24 hours, what you going to do in the house? We can't go out, nothing. So that's what happening. So what I did, okay, yeah, what she said was right. So I tried to write the thing. So I was the weirdest one in LinkedIn to write the reviews there. And somehow people who valued my language skills or writing skills, they reach me out. I say, hey, I have a job for you, but it is not a movie writing, but it's the content writing. Since you have a
Yeah,
language, I bet you can dive into anything. Yes, that's for sure. It's just you
yeah,
need to understand the industry you're writing about. You have to do a little bit of research. That's how it started. Research is started there. Then slowly a data analyzing job came. I said, I'm not certified for this. And they said, we have a trainer to train you. And the job is 6 months long. So I would say that this is how it all started. And then from that, I was a girl that known in LinkedIn, whoever that is connection with me right now, the earlier stage connections knows that I'm a girl, no face in LinkedIn, a girl that has no face. Like literally, you only can see me in the cover, I mean, the
profile
display
picture.
profile picture, that to a selfie. Imagine how not professional. Now you go see my profile, you'll be thinking this is so different than before. So that's how my profile was, and a very basic cover image with Canva. So when I started from that, a girl that I have no confidence to show my face. I'm an introvert. I also feel like, am I going to be judged for the way I look? And because LinkedIn was so culturalized with white people, if you really
True.
said that,
Yeah,
in a very initial stage, because it wasn't exposed to us. Because we all have a different mentality that it was mainly about that, oh, it is just a job board, only CEOs can be. That's a myth, actually. People believe that higher position people only will be in LinkedIn. It's a myth. And it's for the recruiters, it's for the people who are looking for a job, it's for a C-suite level. But actually, it's for everybody. That is my goal, which I'm saying that I'm spreading to all the universities and schools locally here, that LinkedIn age to get into it is 16 years old. So in my country, you're finishing your high school at 17. But 16 years old, I think US and India, most of the countries, high schools are at 16 is the last. After that, 17, they're getting into universities, or college.
yeah,
So basically, that schools or the education industries are explaining to them that the age is 16. So when you're in the high school final year, download the app, getting into it, whatever certification, whatever achievement you have done along the years in the schools, upload them. Because there's a interview to get a placement in college in abroad. So usually you will have interviews to get into certain universities
yeah,
and everything.
yeah,
So
yeah,
every country has a different way. Like my country, you just have to apply. They will see your exam results and everything. But there they will see, of course, the amount of effort you put in a high school. Probably you're a sports guy, or you could be in creative bodies in your schools or something. It's adding value to you. And when you go to the university,
definitely. Yeah,
eventually that added credits will make you feel like be in a head of a creative department, head of sports or something, maybe running or football or something. So all of this, they started from the branding that you do. Second thing is when you start that, you're exposed to networking world or corporate world very easily. So you're breaking that fear and everything at an early age. Of course, it's a struggle. But imagine your life after 5 years, probably when you're in your 20s, you'll be more confident, you'll be more tuned, you'll be more precise on what you're doing because you've been exposed to the people from the early age. And when you're doing this personal branding, that's called personal branding sometimes. You can do your branding anywhere you like it. I chose corporate because I want to connect. And that too, when I started, I was in my 20s already because this wasn't exposed to me in university. If there's someone come and say this particular thing that I'm sharing right now, when I was in university, probably I would have been 2 times better right now in LinkedIn. Probably in my branding might be more strong because I was exposed early.
Yeah.
And LinkedIn is the only platform that I personally feel like you can connect to people, all the decision makers in the world. So imagine, Rasal, probably you join when you're early stage, everything you do. I'm as a CEO, I'm seeing your work, everything, right? So by the time you graduate, probably you're dropping a post, or I'm seeing that you graduated, you post and everything, you're looking for a job or something you mentioned. I would be like, hey, Rasal, probably let's go for an interview because I've been seeing your efforts there and I know that you can add value to me. So this way, many decision makers probably not texting you at the moment when you're doing something, but they will always watch.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
called branding. And in this world that to get a job or to be even interviewed is very hard. Imagine you're getting it from a decision maker, a direct DM. Probably you're dropping a post that is saying, hey, I just finished my degree and then I'm looking for a job. Anybody could, tell me this is my background. You're writing a post on LinkedIn. I, I, I believe that there will be hundreds of people coming and like, and then put that DM me or email me, this is my email address, something like that. I bet you have seen posts like that. Many people looking for a job,
Yeah,
they just
yeah,
have. Why it
yeah,
happens? Because they put themselves out properly. And
yeah,
another thing, when you start your brandings and everything, you will eventually, I wouldn't say that you will become extrovert. It's just that you know how to shift your way. Like
yeah,
you can be extrovert for the 2 hours, and then you can go back to your shell. When I talk to people, go networking, of course I have to talk. What's the whole point? We're doing networking, but we can't talk. So you can't give a reason. I'm an introvert. I can't do that. There are a
yeah,
lot of introvert leaders. Leaders are not always extrovert. Leaders can. Personally, I feel like introvert and extrovert got nothing to do with leadership. Got nothing to do with being an owner or business owner. You can't tell all the business owner, all the well-known people are extrovert. No, it's just their choice. If I can, this is my right now, this is my responsibility to talk to you because you requested me. So if once this 1 hour session is finished, I'm going back to my shop. That is myself. I can't be talking to so much to people or something because it's my way of being. But I can't come and tell when you give me invitation and it's adding value to both of us. I can't say, oh sorry, Rasal, I can't do it. I'm an introvert. Introvert can never be a reason for stopping you to do something. Because many people, when it comes to branding, when we say that post it on LinkedIn or post it on Instagram, they will say, oh, I'm very shy. Of course, we all have camera shy, but I feel like there's always the first step. If there's no first step, there's no way you can do anything. So that's how it started. After from no face girl to a girl that now you open your LinkedIn, I think almost every week, 4 or 5 times you can see my face there. So I,
definitely. I've been seeing it couple
I
of
think
days
it's
every week.
you know about that. So it's a drastic change. So yeah.
Yeah, that's actually an amazing answer. I think what we can tell the youth is that get the LinkedIn sorted out soon as
Yeah,
you are.
some people they'll be like coming to me, especially the coaching session. This is what they will come. Especially, I'm not getting students. Sometimes I get people that they are in their 25, 26, or final year students. They'll be like, I want to go to corporate, but I don't know how to face that thing because they'll have the fear. Oh, is it a multinational company? Am I going to be this that. So that kind of guidance and how to portray themselves. So this kind of coaching is the one they're coming to me.
Yeah,
And I feel like I can relate to them more because one is my age is not that far from them. I'm also in my late 20s, so the connectivity is there. Probably if I'm in 30s or 50s, they have different perception. They be like, she's already old enough, so probably she has that experience. Actually, I feel like it's not about. If you ask me, I have never worked with corporates. I have no corporate experience. But if you ask me, I learned all of this from LinkedIn because from the corporate people that I've connected with, the way they post, the way they carry themselves, the way they are. So it makes me learn more because it's authenticity end of the day. So I feel like I learned a lot from that.
That's a perfect answer that I wanted as always, and also this value of LinkedIn. We really spoke about it in that answer. So we are actually clocking on time also. I just wanted to know the journey so far that you have gone until now, until all these. You have spoken at events. Coached people, brands, handling your own team. Owning up this. The virtual assistant Asia. So all this, how do you manage your time? How do you manage your stress? How do you handle all this? I'm just shocked.
It's definitely not an easy ride. It's a roller coaster ride because first is my company is not based on one region. It's global. So like today I might be in Malaysia time. Tomorrow I might be in the US time. The next day I might be have to work in the UK time due to my client calls or client meetings or virtual networking sessions or something. So if you ask me time wise, it's pretty hectic. But it's a good ride because as a startup now, I feel like uh, when I graduated, like I said, 23, right? So 2 years in COVID has gone. So I have lost 2 years of my working life there. So I have to chase a lot right now, even though I'm okay to grind. I'm enjoying my grind. I have no complaints about it. Of course, here there's a human, we fall sick, we feel stressed, depressed, and everything. But I always take a break. There are days that from LinkedIn you can see a week or 5 days straight I won't post because we are a human. We're not tuned in a way that every day it's still a consistency and persistent, but you don't have to overdo it.
Definitely,
Sometimes
yeah.
because even though I'm seeing I have to post every day and everything, if you have a discipline, you always can schedule the post. If you're not up to that, it's okay. I feel like it's okay because there are many my clients will say I'm not really uh, free today to give you contents and everything to post. Let me work over the night. I say it's okay. If let's say your posting time or your working time on LinkedIn is on Tuesday, you will post regularly. If that 1 week you can't make it, it's fine. You can post it on Wednesdays. So sometimes we're always in the clock. We're always running off the clock, sort
Yeah,
of funding.
yeah,
I have 4 days. We don't have to do the racing thing. And I feel like this is something I recently watched a video in an interview. I like that particular part. We shouldn't see anybody or any situation like a winning or losing because when you see winning and losing, competition comes in. When competition comes in, it's very unhealthy because if you win, another person is losing,
definitely,
right?
yeah.
They win, you are losing. So you have that fear, that kind of thing. Instead of that, live your life. When you live your life, you just do what you got to do. You fail or not fail, it's not going to affect anybody else. It's just for you to move forward. Like same thing. If like let's say I have a competition to do a posting with you today. Like let's say you are very active on LinkedIn. I'm feeling, oh, Russell is posting today. I have to do it today. Let's say I'm never doing it today. I'll be like, oh, Russell win. Russell has more followers. Russell has more likes. I shouldn't have that.
Yeah.
That's very unhealthy. So that's competition. So when you see win and losing, it's purely a competition there. Right? Because if you winning, another person is losing. That's a game. So instead of that, start live the life. You do what you got to do, and things will flow. So this is something I watch, and I feel like I'm adapting that nowadays. So I feel like I don't want to see as a competition because I was once that person that I have to win, I have to win, I have to have this, that, that kind of thing. But I feel like no, I think it's okay to live the life as it is. And when you put in effort, you put in everything, it will unfold in many other ways. You will get a lot of.
Some amazing words. Just what I wanted to hear from you. And with that, I think we have to just end our chat. It's clocking out on time. So it's been a really pleasure talking to you, Pravina. It's been so
My
inspiring, so
pleasure.
amazing. It's been such a huge journey that you have had so far from 0 to 100 and virtual assistant Asia. It's just simply amazing. I've been following you for some time now on LinkedIn and really amazing, great stuff and wishing you all the best for the future.
Thank you so much.
And what do you have to say finally on the podcast and your experience so far on this
Oh, Russell,
podcast?
I have to talk about this. I didn't know you're a student. So I would say I want to take this opportunity, whoever get to watch this, if they are a student or something, I feel like you're a right example here. So starting something in your final year or right now into your career or something, this gonna helps you a lot in the long run. You know why? Because you have exposed to a lot of corporate people right now. The fear you had, like shy, you are introvert, camera shy, everything you're breaking. I bet now with all of us in this camera setting, I think one day I wouldn't be surprised I'm seeing a big Russell's poster studio or something. I'll be the first one to be very happy for you. Because the growth, that growth. So I think all of us, this is my final word. I don't have anything personally to share. I feel like everybody has to start. Branding is not just for a company, it's just not for someone in some levels or some titles. Branding for everyone, from students to a CEO. Branding is very important. So I feel like everybody has to step into it. Everybody has to explore themselves and stop being in that shell. If you're in that 20 people, you're in that particular area or particular school, particular university, you just revolve in that 10 people only. When you go into this kind of platforms, you get people from global way, millions of people. Your thought process on whatever you're doing is expanding. So I feel like that's my final word. Keep learning, expand, and do branding. And something I love is inspire. Be an inspirational person to everybody around you. That means you have to do a very right thing. It's a very big responsibility being inspirational. And keep being inspired. Whoever you see, you saw them and then you feel like, oh, they're inspiring. And go and greet them. Say, hey, you're doing a good job. I mean, that simple word can drive that another person to move longer in their whatever
Definitely.
they're doing. And so I think like when you do that, you get that. It's always start
Yeah,
from us. Never
that's true.
expect people has to come to you. You go to. I mean, it's okay. We do. It's okay for us to go first. We don't have
Yeah.
to wait somebody to come and always praise us or something, right? So that's all from me.
I'm pretty sure, Pravina, there will be many people wanting to connect with you, reach out to you from across the globe and from Sri Lanka as well. Let's just say, are they okay with connecting to you on LinkedIn? I'm thinking it's
Of
perfectly
course,
all right.
I mean, he will add all the links or something related to me. Please
Yes,
do that.
I
So yeah, you
just to
guys
drop
like
that as well. And
yeah
then
link.
there are some of my viewers are corporate viewers as well. So if they want to connect with Virtual Assistant Asia,
So
the
thank
link is there as well. It's been a pleasure, really. Like I told, thank you very much with your busy schedule and different time zones and shifting out. Let's just reach out soon. And
yeah,
if
sure.
there is any chat that I want to have, any workshop that I want to conduct online to the youth, I'll just reach out to you again. Thank you so
I
much.
pleasure for me to. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.